Establishing top-of-mind awareness is critical in any marketing campaign, and make no mistake about it, attending business networking events is a key marketing strategy if done properly.
Contrary to popular belief, very few people walk away from a few hours spent at a business networking event with a fistful of contracts. Meeting people at the networking function is merely the important first step. And joining us now to tell us how you can make that first step is Jeffrey Candelaria, the Business Development Officer for the Bank of the West. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome, Jeffrey. Thanks for being with us. First of all, I understand you were recently voted one of the most connected persons in business in Albuquerque. That's saying quite a bit, Jeffrey. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I'm very proud of that designation. I've been around business for about 28 years, and the Business First did, I believe, like a 3 to 6 month poll from the business community asking who's one of the most connected persons in business, and I was fortunate enough to be designated as one of the most connected persons in business. So I'm very proud.
That's
very
great.
Proud of that
so
designation.
Tell us about your business background.
Sure. I was the VP of Marketing and Membership and Corporate Relations for the Hispano Chamber for 20 years.
Wow.
Raised over $20 million in corporate sponsorships and produced, to this point, over 600 business events. So I've hosted, produced, and coordinated business events all my life, and I think that's what's positioned me to be in front of the business community for nearly 30 years here in Albuquerque.
Right,
Yeah.
wow. And so, you know, looking here at your resume, you do business, consumer banking relationships. You also, as you said, you produce networking events like ABQ Connect Now. Is that right? Let's talk about this.
Sure. So working at the Chamber of Commerce for nearly 20 years, I decided when Bank of the West hired me to bring essentially a Chamber of Commerce model to banking. So I coordinate monthly, sometimes bi-monthly events for the business community. They're free. Sometimes they're in the morning, sometimes they're in the afternoon, and I change locations so it's always a fresh environment. And essentially it's about businesses integrating into a network and doing business with each other very organically, face to face.
That's great. So, and you also produce and host leadership summits.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about those.
I don't think we do a very good job as a business community in teaching business leadership, so I decided to just begin to produce and create business leaderships, emphasizing entrepreneurship, public speaking, strategic leadership, professional networking. So the leaderships are now going to be quarterly events. My next leadership summit will be at the Hispano Chamber of Commerce, and I've got various community leaders teaching various aspects of business leadership.
That's great, yeah. And you know, as you said, depending on if you're using these networking events correctly will really depend. I mean, just going to them isn't it about.
Right.
You know, there's a lot more to it, and I think that hitting those details is so important. So again, just quick recap. Tell us about this next event coming up.
My next ABQ Connect Now event is this Thursday at Bravo Uptown.
Okay.
And it's from 8:30 to 10 a.m. And if you're a business person, it's free. I serve coffee, and then I have everyone introduce their business very briefly, and then we integrate networking right after the event concludes.
That's great.
So people can network right away and start doing business.
That's great,
Great.
Jeffrey. Thank you so much for bringing this in. Thank you
you
for facilitating this for business
pleasure.
here in New Mexico.
Thank you.
And guys, again, if you want more information about what is going on this Thursday, head over to casa.com. We will have all the links there. We'll